Oh, we totally believe because we saw it happen. The headline saying it all here, an historic event captured in pictures and in video tonight. We are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Apollo 11, the first manned mission to land on the moon. Amazing.
Oh, unbelievable. And we've got a really great guy. And when astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Mike Collins splashed down into the Pacific Ocean on July 24th, 1969, after their historic moonwalk, the first human they saw had flowers plastered all over his wetsuit. And that man, former U.S. Navy SEAL John Wolfram, is joining us tonight. Thank you, John. It was such a pleasure. We had him on last hour, and you were so fascinating. Explain again what that moment was like when they came down into the water and you were there to greet them.
Well, high expectations. We've been waiting for days. We knew that they needed help. There was no way that they're going to get out of that capsule without somebody being there to assist them. And so we were focused on that job, and it was exciting. I was 20 years old. You know, whoever thought that somebody from a small town would be standing in that helicopter like that, but there I was, and amazing.
So speaking of the helicopter, you had to jump, you know, how far was that jump?
Depending on the swells.
Right.
Sometimes it could be 15 feet, sometimes it could be like 8 or 9 feet.
Did you hit it right?
I hit it right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So you were with a couple other guys, John, but there were actually 3 teams that could have gotten the call to go in. Talk about how that kind of developed.
Well, you want to be prepared. You just don't know when or where the capsule is actually going to come down. The night before, they had to change the location because of some storms. That meant when we left the ship, we had to spread out in different directions. The ship was about 14 miles behind. So the helicopter spread out. We took different coordinates out there waiting. Actually, when they landed in the ocean, they were just about 2 miles from their aiming point, which is amazing when you think they came all the way back from the moon.
That is amazing. And what was it like when they saw you? Could you describe the looks on their faces?
I think they were freaked out. No, really. They were happy to see that somebody was there. I don't know if they were looking for the flowers or not, but...
All right, well, let's talk about that, John, and why John is so recognizable. Because on every newspaper and every magazine from 1969 on, there you are in your wetsuit, emblazoned with flowers. And so talk about how that happened. Did you choose to put them on?
Well, you know, the SEAL team UDT guys were mavericks. We like to play around. I think they were kind of expecting us to do something. On Apollo 10, we put a flower right on that hatch window, and they didn't appreciate that at all. So they told us, no tomfoolery on this one, please. So we wanted to be good soldiers and sailors. But we woke up in the morning, 2 o'clock to get ready. We had these flower decals, and we just, you know, we tried to figure out what in the world can we do with them. We thought maybe put them underneath the helicopter, but nobody would see them. So I was the chosen guy. I put them on my wetsuit and my vest, and the rest is history, as you say.
You were the chosen guy in more ways than one. You had a stint in Vietnam in 1968. You come back. They say to you, John, we need you to train to help us out with the Apollo missions. What was that like?
It was exciting. Mike Mallory, Wes Chester were the 2 other fellows that jumped in the water with me, and Clancy Hadelberg later on. But we served in Vietnam together. And these 2 guys were on Apollo 10. So when a vacancy came open, I was a pretty fast swimmer. They needed somebody that could get to that capsule. And they asked me to join their team, which would be the primary team. You know, it was great to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
And in practicing for that, how many times did you practice? Did you say 18 times?
It seemed like hundreds, but 2 months before that, when we got on the ship, I think 18 times we went through the recovery procedure. Everyone on the ship had to know their part. The helicopter crew, of course, the bosun mates aboard, everybody had their little job to do, and it's just practice makes perfect, you know.
You know, John, back then, when our astronauts came home, they were heroes. We had ticker tape parades and whatnot. Do you think we'll ever see that again? We seem to have lost that somewhere along the way.
Well, we're in a different day and age, you know. We're
yes.
Star Wars technology and all of that. But I think when we go to Mars, we'll see that again, because that would be a magnificent feat to actually land somebody on that planet.
Do you think we'll aim for that and go for it?
That's,
and Buzz says that's what we need to do.
But here's the amazing thing. When they go back to the moon again, they'll go back to the same kind of takeoff on those rockets and the recovery in the water again. They're going to go back to that same kind of situation.
Wow, that'll be interesting.
Would you go out on the mission if they asked you to?
Hey, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Will you still fit into the wetsuit with the flowers?
I don't think that one.
So you have a new book, actually, called Splashdown, all about your experience.
Splashdown,
so give me a little, just tell us a bit about it.
Well, you know, anybody that enjoys the space, Apollo 11, or military, the SEAL team training, Vietnam War, It's all there. It's a fascinating part of history. And it goes into detail our part of the recovery, but it also covers, you know, the crazy 60s, the Vietnam War. I was over there. I was wounded. I lost 8 friends, 5 Navy guys, 3 hometown buddies. I kind of bring that out. I was looking, searching. The title says Splashdown, the Rescue of a Navy Frogman.
All right.
I don't think we all understand that, but we all need some rescue in our life.
All right,
Well,
John
thank you.
and his
What a
family
pleasure.
doing wonderful mission work now in Southeast Asia, back in Vietnam, where it all started. Thank you, sir, for having
Yeah, I
us and
enjoyed
being
being
one of our
here.
heroes.
Both of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to put a link on our website to John and his book and his website so you can find out all you'd like to know about John Wolfram. That's coming up.